Oh, real deal, keeping it real for real. Keeping it real with Wanda be. Oh, all inclusion, no confusion. The he said, she said, clearing up the drama.
Hey, it is me, Wanda B. You are tuned in to He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com. And I am excited to be with you. This is Sunday. This is fun day. Sunday is the day to recoup, rejuvenate, pour into your soul so you can start the whole week over again. I will say I had a fabulous weekend. I spent yesterday with some of my favorite people in the whole wide world. The producer and I were very excited to join James Borshade, who is the certified life coach for He Said, She Said. He's part of our He's, and we talk to him every week and bring our topics that we have in our Facebook group. He Said, She Said to him, and he gives his insight. And Valencia was there for the concert that he had, and he's a singer, y'all. Y'all got to hear him. I won't ever give up. You have to hear James's music. It's very motivating. I could be singing it and shouting it right now. Very, very good concert yesterday with JJ Harrison and Darius Brooks. A fun way to bring in my Saturday night. I was exhausted. He had us up dancing with him. I went home, went to bed. So really good time. Thank you for the invite. You have to check out. I feel like I'm going to mispronounce the name of this theater. Kieran, oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna post it in the comments because they have some more concerts coming up. I know they have Dionne Warwick coming up, so many great concerts at this theater. Thank you, James Borshade, for a great time. You really have to hear his music. I'm going to start playing it on the show, so stay tuned for that. So last week we had a group of people, men. We had a full panel of he's and she's, and we talked about arrested development. There is a stage in your life that you handle situations and conflict from that point in your life, and you never get over from that hump. If it was at the age of 11, you had this experience and you learned how to navigate that way. That they said by 14. No, most people handle things from a point in their life from 14 and younger. So check out that show. That was last week on He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com. So that was a really fun topic. Now I'm going to have you guys as a co-host, as James and Valencia both take a rest and I don't have the full panel of he's and she's. I would love for you guys to chime in today with me. I'm going to pull up my Facebook. I don't have it up yet. So if I'm not acknowledging you, that's because my laptop and I have been going through the retrograde. Mercury is in retrograde and every single one of my devices has felt this. Google what it is. If you would like to know what is she talking about, what is Mercury in retrograde? It may be ending now, but it definitely is real. And my devices have felt it. I had to buy a whole new cell phone. It's been one rough one, and I think based on some of the Facebook posts I've seen, it's been a rough time, this Mercury retrograde, and I think there's 4 this year in 2020, and this is our first one of the year. So as I turn on my computer, please share this broadcast so more people can join in this conversation with us. I so appreciate that if you do that. I cannot see my computer screen yet because she's just y'all every week. If you chime into He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com, you've heard me mention my laptop in the last few weeks. I didn't realize Mercury was in retrograde until I was having so many issues with it. You probably said, girl, go buy your new laptop. Well, I'm going to work this out with this is a relationship I really want to work on. We're going to work this out, laptop. Yes, I talk to my objects. So you can make fun of me if you like. I know I have an issue with that, and I'm talking to my objects. So we want to talk about today celebrities. So many celebrities have been in the news. We have the Dwayne Wade situation with his child, his daughter, who was birthed a boy and now wants to be a girl. And Dwayne Wade has had a whole lot of news on himself. I think his wife at one point in time talked about their sex life and what she liked to lick on him. And so the kind of thing was like, what is becoming TMI with celebrities? And then why do we care? Like, we spend a whole lot of time debating and arguing and and maybe not arguing, maybe that's too strong of a word, but just putting our energies into celebrities and what they even go through, what they talk about, what happened at the red table, what they're talking about, with even Snoop. And I'm guilty of it. I think if you're in any form of media, they actually give you dialogue and things to talk about, because I also engineer shows here at Intellectual Radio, and I mean, sometimes the news is what we talk about. But why? Because where did that start? Why do we care whether it's the royals telling us that they won't be able to use the royal of Sussex anymore, and now they can't be royals anymore? Or like, what is it with celebrity news? So that's what I love to know from you. You may be commenting on Facebook. I will get to your comments because right now I can't get to them. But why do we spend so much time and energy on, and what's too much for them? Like, why do they tell us? Because a lot of times, if they didn't give us this information, we wouldn't even know it. We wouldn't know if Dwayne Wade was at home with his daughter. We wouldn't even know this information if they didn't share it. So what is too much? Why do they share it? We know the Kardashians truly have shared. Does this help them sell more? I know the Kardashian, she's had a whole sex tape, so that actually made her even more famous. I think Ray J got a whole reality show. The Kardashians got reality shows off of telling their personal business. So is it better to tell more so you can get famous? And is that one of the reasons why? And why do you, when you read something, what makes you attached to the story and not scroll past it? And I think I'll answer that for myself, because as I ask these things of you guys, I'm kind of thinking this for myself. Why do I get involved in the conversation? But I know for me, and I'll bring up myself because I still don't have Facebook to bring you in, but I do want you to comment, share, and get into the conversation with me. One reason I know I do, because sometimes it mirrors something I'm actually going through in my life. I know my son has had a child that has changed, is living the opposite sex in his classroom. And I'm glad my son isn't on Facebook to know this. So please don't share that. I don't know. I don't think he knows. I've kind of tiptoed as to how do I bring this up if he doesn't know that this child is actually was born something else in his classroom. I don't know if he knows. And so I didn't want to make it, if the child didn't tell people that they're trying to move to a new school and be a new person, why would I didn't want to expose it. So are they doing it so we could connect to the stories and it becomes more normalized for them? Is it because you want to tell your truth so no one else can use it against you? Is that one of the reasons they do it? I'm throwing things out there. I'd love to know your opinion of why you think celebrities share so much of their very personal information. It also came out with the basketball player when his wife said that she needed attention at home, and you go, okay, that should maybe be a conversation you have with him. Why do celebrities share? Is it for the money? Is it for the fame? Why do celebrities share so much of their very personal information? And that's the topic I want to talk about today here on IntellectualRadio.com on He Said, She Said. This is kind of a platform that was created to help men and women communicate better. So all forms of communication between us, how we can do it better and understand each other. So I'm finally on social media. My dear laptop, she just having a time with this. So we've been working it out. You guys, I'm in a new spot. Have you noticed? Intellectual Radio is constantly expanding. I'm so happy about it, and to be a part of this fabulous station. So T Bizzle says, exactly, Earl, that's not our business. Earl said, I don't care about Wade's kid's sexuality. I think going public does the kid more harm than good. So T Bizzle, you agree? And I do think I kind of agree with that, because this is why I feel the child is still a minor. And now you have exposed scrutiny and opinions on a 12-year-old's life. I don't understand why it needed to become public. Was it to put the story ahead of tabloids, or to control your story? I'm throwing things out there. I love to know what you think. Is it to control the story? Why did we need to know this about Zaya? Why do we need to know this information? Because I really do feel that we're not even in her circle. So now when she goes out and about, you really have put so much scrutiny on a child. I think it wasn't right to tell her information. And even if she said go public with it, she's a minor. So we are, as adults, supposed to help these children make decisions for themselves, because you need no parents. If you can make decisions on your own without your parents' assistance, you wouldn't even need parents. Just go grow up and go wild with it. So no, we have to use our judgment. But then maybe I should say look who the parents are, because they've given us a lot of information about themselves before this. So why would they not save their child from this kind of situation of not telling the story? So I don't know. I'm having so many mixed opinions myself over why they did it. Why is it healthy to do it? Would you do it? If you were a celebrity, would you feel like you needed to put all your information out there? So I hate T Bizzle with the giggle in the middle, funny comedian, you guys. If you need a hostess, also a perfect hostess for any event that you have, give T Bizzle, look her up on social media, and thank you to all you guys who share this. I so appreciate you. And hey, Katie Lowe, Rhythm Flow Katie Lowe is part of the Intellectual Radio family. Tuesdays at 4:45. You got to check her show out. Another great show. So, celebrities. So, is there ever a time where you said it was too much information, or do you not care? Because I'd like to hear that too. If you think it doesn't matter, if you feel like this is entertainment for you as well, and so you like the entertainment, I like to hear that. If you feel like it's nothing wrong with sharing, in fact that helps you, maybe it's therapeutic for some people to share. Maybe they feel like sharing lets you control your narrative, that you can't hurt me if I told you before you throw it back at me. So was it done in a way to protect the child? What was the craziest story you've ever heard? I'm asking you tons of questions, so feel free to jump on social media. I'm going to check YouTube, because YouTube, you guys can chime in as well. If you're on any form or other platform that you listen to Intellectual Radio, or you listen to He Said, She Said, go to my Facebook and chime in if you like. Would love to hear what you think about that. I'm so torn as to why you would share this information, and I contribute. I wholeheartedly say I have contributed. I've been in conversations about this, so it's not like I avoid the topic myself when I see it. So it's not like I say, well, I'm not going to discuss it, because I'm discussing it right now. But so why do they make this public? And I guess I try to make learning situations out of everything that happens, and take some positive message. I see your hearts. Thank you so much, you guys on Facebook who are doing that. Those are cute. I can see why I've watched people's shows and they go, "Oh, look at the hearts." I really look at that. I've just noticed that today. Usually we're so involved in conversation, I don't notice that. So what is TMI when it comes to celebrities? And if you were a celebrity, would you tell us that you what you like to do in the bedroom? Would you share that? Would you share that with us? Do you feel that that would be our our right to know? Because I think some celebrities also feel like they are an open book, and you have a right to know this. So T Bizzle says, I'm trying to understand, how is this beneficial to us? You're drawing so much unnecessary attention on a matter we have no say so over. And that's true. I mean, really, why do they care about what we think? Why tell us? Because I'm you and your daughter can go live a life, and she can do well, and without any of us knowing, but the people who encounter her on a daily basis. We don't encounter her, and it seems like if she ever Googled herself, you now are allowing her to see so many things negative. I don't think you have I know I didn't, at least, the self-esteem to withstand all the things that could come your way at that age on the world wide web that you're just not prepared for. And why put your child in that situation? In fact, should a 12-year-old even be on social media herself? I mean, like, these are such grown up things to have to deal with, or maybe it's not. And I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Please chime in if you're viewing me on Facebook. I'd love to know your opinion of this. What is TMI? Do you feel it's TMI? Do you feel it's public knowledge? And would you yourself tell us your business if you were a celebrity? Some of y'all I'm looking at, I know y'all celebrities. Katie Lowe, you're a celebrity. Would you tell us? Would you tell us what your children are doing? And I will say that my children, the B family, the Wanda B family, they do not like when I mention them on any of these shows. They do not like it. I do not post their pictures on social media anymore, because they don't want me to. And I decided I would respect their wishes. Do you respect the wishes of children? I'd like to hear that. Do you feel like you're a child and your opinion doesn't matter? But so for my children, they did not want me to post their pictures, and I respect their wishes. And now, and they're not even on Facebook, so why would I even go through these things of wishing them? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but lately I haven't been. I think every birthday last year I didn't post them on social media because they don't want it. So do you respect the wishes of the child? And maybe they did ask little Zaya if she wanted to go on social media, and she said she did. So I'd like to know that. So Katie says D Wade's story was already being exploited by social media. There are three sides to every story: the right side, wrong side, and the truth. D Wade shared the truth. And that's a very good point. That the only way you can control a story is if you tell your story. So versus us saying, because I have heard people say that the child is going through a sex change, and I've never heard him say that. So you're right. So now we can say, well, that's not true. D Wade didn't say that. So I totally agree with you, Katie, that the only way to control the story is to take control of the story. And if you don't say anything, people will assume. Well, they'll still assume, because then now we're assuming the child in the sex change operation, but people will still assume. But you can control what is true. And for that story, that is their truth. And they have their right, I guess, to share their truth. But is it too much truth to share is part of my question. So T Bizzle says, this is why suicide is rising in African Americans. So much so. I think are you old enough to process all of this that comes at you nowadays? Do you have the tools to withstand this? Vicky says, hi, Vicky. Magic Johnson and Cookie didn't broadcast their son's choice. They wanted to come forward with their thoughts publicly once he was of legal age. 12 is too young. What if he has a change of heart at 16? They could have been supportive non-publicly until he became legal adult. They also didn't take into consideration how their other three children would be affected either. You know what, Vicky, you bring up a good point. I hadn't thought of, what if you're the sibling you don't want to have at school, that they keep bringing up your little sister? You could get teased, you could get bullied, you can get everyone is affected by the decision, even of your siblings. I didn't think of that. So and two says, when you share publicly, you're open to criticism, period. So that's true. Anytime you share, you better put on your big girl panties, your big boy underwear, and go out, because once you share it, you're going to get criticized. Whether you said something negative or positive, you can say something positive and you'll get criticism. So you have to be prepared for that. So, but what is too much? I mean, why even put it in the public? Because there are some things, if they don't know it, they can't talk about it. What we don't know, but maybe it's like Katie said, to get ahead of the story. But two, I think you have brought up a point. We have a group, he said, she said, and that for some, this is being so involved in other people's, and I know I'm gonna mess up how you say it because he's so eloquent with his words, and I will paraphrase this and really butcher it, so I'm not even about to. I'll put it in my own words. That we kind of the surface thinking of things and other people's problems It's kind of what people are into nowadays. The not having to think is a getaway for some people, and that's what they do. But I didn't think of the other children. So if you share something publicly, is it fair for have you taken into consideration? I guess I'd have to ask D Wade and Gabrielle this. Have you taken into consideration how this affects all your children and made the best decision for them all and not maybe what's best just for Zaya? Do you explain to Zaya that, you know what, live your truth and we want you to be very happy in who you are, but we're not going to put it. How much should you protect your child? Should you protect children from public criticism? I'd like to know what you think about that. Do you think protecting your child is important from public criticism? And I want to know the craziest TMI story you've ever even heard. I mean, I've been thinking of what is the point of vagina smelling. I guess you have to sell it, the incense of Erica Badu. So, but to sell it, you have to promote your vagina smell. I mean, we really have gone all over the place with sharing and coming out with so many wild things for the sake of publicity. So would you buy the vagina smell? How many of you are out there buying the vagina smelling incense? I want to know about that. Would you go out and buy that? So the powers that be are leveraging that situation to validate the LGBTQ plight. D Wade isn't smart enough to know he's being used. That's not a family convo now. It's a social conversation now. And you're right. If he brought it out in a small way with just pictures to make him the poster boy, makes it uses celebrity to uh normalize their agenda. Now, we can all debate whether the LGBTQ has an agenda or not, because I know people will say there is no agenda, that they just want the same. And I want to be very mindful because I definitely have friends in the LGBTQ, and I'm glad you wrote that down for me too, because I'm gonna keep reading it so I can get the letters right. No disrespect. I know it does sound disrespectful when you don't know the letters in this, and to say it, I've had someone tell me that was disrespectful when I didn't know, but my intent is not to disrespect. I just, the letters together, just seeing in writing, I could say it easier than it comes off the top of my head. But the LGBTQ community seems to have more leverage than any African American conversation, that it pulls more weight. And if you have more, we follow celebrities. We do. We go buy what they can tell us they use something and we'll go get it because so and so uses it. We buy vagina smelling box scents. Two said I buy that Badu box scent for sure. Wait a minute. Let me hear how many guys want the Badu. Maybe ladies go out and get you some Badu box scent, because if you're single, maybe you should be investing in the Badu box, because that may bring all the boys to the yard. What my whatever brings all the boys to the yard, Badu box scents may actually bring you men. So I don't know if you're single out here. I'm saying go get you some Erica Badu box scents and just see what it does. It can't hurt, right? But I wonder, will it work on women? Like, I'm feeling like I don't want to smell coochie on me. Sorry for the word. I couldn't. It was the first word that came out my mouth. But the Badu coochie scent, can women withstand the scent? Because I kind of got one, and I don't know. I mean, I think mine smell like roses. I think it probably doesn't, but I want to think it smells like roses, but I don't know why the woman's coochie scent on me. I think that's nasty. So, ladies, are you buying this? Are you really gonna go out and buy the Badu box scent? Because it does sound like the men want it, and it's not for men, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I have to Google the Badu scent? Is that, or it's just incense, so it's just in your room? And what does she do to bottle it? Somebody tell me, do you like stick a swab up there and then you send it to the lab? You swab your coochie and you send it to the lab and then you have them put that into a scent. Like, how does that work? Because I may bottle mine up. I don't know. Somebody may want it. And somebody may wanna maybe that's what I'll get for Christmas is coochie scented incense. Do you get the scent? I want to know. I have questions, Erica. Erica, tell me how. And then how do you tell your children? I mean, I saw that she did a show with her daughter. Did your daughter? How do your children feel about your box coochie scent? Would love to know that. I mean, I have questions. I have a lot of questions. So the LGBTQ community obviously probably has embraced this story, because if you wanted to that your average Joe deals with the same situations that we're dealing with, he absolutely would be that would be a great poster child for this situation. I just feel like it's not fair to this child. I really don't feel. I can listen to all the reasons why, but I don't feel like it's fair. And like Vicky said, I would hate to be the sibling. I would love my sister, brother to death. I mean, there's nothing you could, no one, but am I not fighting at school to protect your honor? Did this, of coming out like this, cause more issues? And I guess we'll never know till they come out with the next one. But does it cause more issues? That Badu box probably magical. I'm just saying, I want to know. Ladies, I think I'm going, because if you think about that, if men are walking around thinking that Erica Badu has magical smelling box, that if you just throw it on yourself and tell them I'm wearing that Erica Badu, I got it on, and then, or just say it's your own. Maybe you could steal her scents and wear it, and then say that you is yours, and then it'll be magical. I like that concept. I mean, maybe it's incense though. I really have to do that research on the Badu box, and I just can't. Yes, men can feel that it's magical, but I'm just not feeling that, and I think that's TMI. Just, I don't know. Sell that too. But obviously she has takers. I wonder how much it goes for. I'm not wearing their Badu boxing. So what's too what's too much with celebrities? So some of the stories I've heard that I thought were way too much. This one I really think, because it's a 12-year-old, I think is wrong. I just think that I don't care. I would do my due diligence to pay people not to run the story than I would to just embrace the story and fall into it. And someone brought up the Cookie situation with Cookie and Magic, and or I would tell them that you can come out with your story, baby, but give them, just like you would on anything you don't allow your children to do till they get of age, that give them till 18. And if they still feel that same way by the time you get 18, go for it and I'll support you. But I want you to get of a age where you can make solid decisions for yourself, because I don't believe 12 years old is yet the age that you can go grown and make grown decisions for yourself. I just don't believe it. So having children who, I just feel like at 12, when they were in sixth grade and still learning how to do algebra and their times tables correctly and be on the right to finish a test and get into high school, that you need to be concerned with people knowing that you like to wear nail polish. Is just too much for the news. So Katie says, no, they don't. Social media did. He was outed by TMZ. EJ went public in 2013. So EJ went public on his own. So it wasn't a decision of his parents made for him, and that he did it on his own. And maybe this Zaya went on his own. I don't know. On her own. I really don't know if she made that decision. Tuesday had a whole house smelling like I'm about to risk it all. Your wife gonna be like, "What? Who's here? Who been in this house? You gonna have to answer who been in here. I smell her." Men are going to be on the porch with their bags, burning Erica Badu's box up in their house. I'm telling you, y'all wives, your marriages cannot withstand this instance. Your relationships can't withstand burning box scent in your house. It won't even be a package available to bring me the package of Badu and have me believe that. I'm like, no, somebody was in this room. Who was it? Who was it? Earrings gonna be coming off, things gonna be flying. Y'all don't buy this. Don't let Erica get you trapped. She gonna send you off, y'all. She gonna make that $12.99 off of y'all, and y'all gonna have broken homes and marriages. No dinner on the table. Your stuff gonna be out on the corner because you are burning Erica's box scent. Don't do it. I'm warning you, just to have a little scent. And it ain't even probably her real scent. You know she funky. That ain't gonna smell like it do. That's not real. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. So two said, my 14-year-old can dictate his bedtime, yet alone their gender. Wanted to be treated normal, be normal. Let that boy be 12. Wait, let me read that again. My 14-year-old can dictate his bedtime, yet alone. Oh, he can't. His 14 can't dictate his bedtime, yet alone his gender. Want to be treated normal, be normal. Let that boy be 12. Magical coochie. Yes. Darcy, have you seen that? You got to check out Darcy's show Tuesdays starting March 3rd. I mean, she's been not starting, but she's been with Intellectual Radio. She is one of the staples of our dear station. You're making waves with Miss Darcy. She'll have you running businesses, starting a new business, helping your business grow, prosper. She's the woman to know. So check out that show here at Intellectual Radio. So I don't think I want the more. At first I wanted to try it, but no. We will not be burning. You will not be coming home wanting Erica Badu because I'm burning her coochie scent. My little ego not gonna fight with Erica Badu scent in the essence of Erica in my crib. Not happening, won't be happening, and I'm gonna throw this stuff away. If you bring home Erica Badu's scent, you're going to be leaving out with Erica Badu's scent. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. I can't do it. Won't do it. So coochie scented incense, you say absolutely not, Darcy. I agree. No to the incense. No, Erica, who gave you this idea? What man told you, baby, your coochie smells that good that it needs to be incense? And you got men saying they want in on it. So are there women that men tell me this? And I know I'm getting totally off subject, but I really like to know this from my guys who are chiming in here on intellectualradio.com and on my Facebook Live. Is there ever times you like wonder what a woman even smells like? Have you guys really been wondering what Erica Badu smells like? Who's been wondering that? Like, who do you like? I wonder what her coochie smell like. What would it smell like in incense? Y'all been wondering that? Is there a celebrity? See, now I'm gonna ask y'all to give me too much information on a celebrity. Tell me the celebrity that you've ever wondered about the smell of her box. I want to know. Yes, it's all personal. This is social media. Chime in and tell me what box you'd like to smell, and I will not tell your significant other if your significant other cares about you sharing box scents. I don't think women want this kind of thing. Women, we don't want men's testicle smells on an incense. I can't think of one man I would like to smell his groin. So what would it smell like, Jim? What would it smell like, Funky Socks? What smell would like the harvest? Like the summer breeze? What does a man's box? Men don't have boxes. I don't even know, what do you call a man's private areas? I'm talking like I'm. Two says he wonders everything about Badu. See, it is just some women that do have a sexiness. So do we want what is his name? The actor that everybody likes, Idris Elba. Would you want Idris Elba's can I say this word on intellectualradio.com? Can I say the P word for men on intellectualradio.com? I'm gonna ask my super producer. Is that okay to say? I can say penis. Do you want penis smelled incense? Do I want Idris Elba's penis smelled? Would you want to come home, fellas? Would you want to come home to the smell of penis going through the house? Because I've been wondering what his balls smell like. Men don't have good smelling balls. Not really. I mean, you got to be fresh out the shower. So do you want showered ball scent? The showered Irish Spring balls scent through your house, and then do you tell him when he go, man, this smell good? What you didn't be cleaning up in here? No, that's Idris's balls. I mean, I want to know this. Would you tell him if you were burning ball scent? I think women will kick your behind. You are gonna have one going off woman if you come home and tell her you are burning the scent of Erykah Badu's box. This is coochie scent. Why are you burning this? I mean, you're gonna have to really deal with where a woman stands in her psyche and her ego for the day. If I come home and you like, this smells so good, and I hear you smelling her coochie scent, I'm going to lose it on you. I think I'm gonna say I'm gonna be able to handle it and not care and go, oh, it's just Erykah Badu's coochie. It means nothing. No, why? Why did you even buy it? Give me that $12.99. So I gave you a coochie to smell. No. You think the smell of coochie is a great idea. So our super producer says, and if you guys have ever been in the studios of Intellectual Radio, you know who that is. He says he thinks that the coochie scent is going to take off. Why? Do you plan on buying Erykah Badu's coochie scent? Oh, so you know what? There's a market for it. This should be sold to prisoners. They should be able, if you're in jail, you should be able to buy. But what you gonna do with it though? So what can you do? What happens? So after the smelling the scent of coochie, what happens to you? If you smelled her magical box, what happens next? Guys, so if
I like to make a comment.
Our super producer is coming from behind the shadows to give an answer on this coochie scent.
Right. So I like to see if I was single and just hanging out the crib. I love me some Erykah Badu. I mean, what could be better than just listen to her music? Listen to her music and smell her coochie at the same time. You can't beat that.
If you were single.
That's just my opinion.
Can single men be the only one who partake in the coochie smell? I would like to hear this. This is TMI. This is TMI Sunday. Sunday Fun Day TMI. If celebrities can give you way too much information, I'm about to give you way too much information. We now know that our super producer would like to actually relax, Netflix, and chill with coochie scents of Erykah Badu.
It says right here, I love me some Halle Berry. So,
don't start.
So I'm watching Halle Berry's movie and I'm smelling her coochie. Come on, now you can't beat that. I mean, it's better than 3D.
Oh, it could be like 3D. You watch a movie so you listen to
right, and you smell it.
And I bet you Halle Berry's incense would smell better than she actually does in person.
And you know what? I bet you Halle Berry's scent would sell.
I think it would sell too. Do guys wonder about? But see, Erykah Badu has a sexiness that Halle Berry doesn't. I don't think actually possesses. A mystical, like earthy. She look like, girl, you just down for whatever.
You know how y'all sneak out and buy toys? We be sneaking out buying some freaking coochie scents.
I get in your car and it's burning. You can't go anywhere without burning Erykah Badu's coochie scent. So Darcy says, or you might become more coochie aroma and it will make you more sexual. So that's true too. Like maybe when you want to get your man in the mood, you burn Erykah's coochie in the room. He comes home, you have dinner on the table, you make a nice little pot roast and burn Erykah Badu's coochie in the room at the same time. And then you have on your little head wrap. You can dress like Erykah Badu. And then he come home to the scent and then you make dinner and then it'll be on and popping. Maybe that's the way to get your man in the mood. Strippers, y'all go buy this incense. Strippers should be burning Erykah Badu's coochie in there and the dollars. People will be making it rain with her coochie. He says you feel relaxed and a sense of success when you have Erykah Badu's. How you know her coochie gonna make you feel successful? You gonna buy some and not tell me. Women, I gotta really get my mind right. Well, how would I feel if I came home to the sense of Erykah Badu's coochie? And it ain't making me feel all warm and fuzzy, but you are not. If I benefited and then in the end it makes you like, come here, baby. You know, I know I ain't been smelling Erykah, but if it's like, no, get away from me, I'm busy, and they smelling Erykah Badu's coochie, this won't work. ladies, can your psyche be okay? Is your ego is enough strong enough to withhold your man burning Erica Badu's coochie scent in your home? I want to hear it. Darcy, can Elliot burn coochie scents of Erica Badu in your house? I want to know. Katie, you tell me, is it okay for the burning scents of that to go in your home? Tell me, is it okay? I'm thinking, ah, I'm not, no, I don't, the mental thing of it that this is another woman's coochie scent, even if I liked it, I don't think, and it hurts my mental to think I would like another woman's coochie scent. See, this is hard for women to go through. I think that's why, in order for men to understand what we're going through, we need penis incense. We need the smell of fresh balls in the morning, right out the shower, because that's about the only time you get fresh balls is right out the shower. I mean, right out the shower, scent balls in a incense. So Darcy says you might fly into sex mode instantly with coochie aroma incense with scents from celebrities. Have multiple role plays. Oh, so you're bringing in another thing. We tonight. I think men are okay when we're talking about women's. But if you turn around and you were burning incense of, because what if I want just what I think Malcolm X incense balls would smell like in my home, make me feel powerful and successful? Would a man be okay with that if I'm burning the sense of what I feel like Malcolm X's balls would smell like fresh out the shower to make me feel powerful and to make me feel like a woman? Are you okay with that? If your woman too, I want to hear from you. If your woman was burning the sense of Malcolm X, are you okay with that? And now will you be in the mood? So, because I'm often told that I like to make things the same for men and women, and it's not the same. That no matter what, and I have a caller. So, caller, I'm going to want to know what you have to say about this. Is it already on speaker? I know how to say that, dear. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Elliot.
So for the people who are chiming in, I'm going to fill you in on who Elliot is. Making Waves with Miss Darcy is our show Tuesdays, Thursdays here on IntellectualRadio.com. And this is her better half, who I just asked Darcy, is it okay for Elliot to burn the coochie scents of Erica Badu in their home? And Elliot, what is the answer to that?
She would kill me. Anything other than Darcy did in this house, not going to work.
Smart woman. And that you know that. See, that's what's so important is know your woman. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you. We now know you got to check out Elliot's food. He is the jerk master. You got to check out the jerk master. Find him around this summer somewhere. If you go to and get his food, he's the best jerk master around.
And how would Earl feel about you?
I am going to thank you for calling. I'm going to answer that. I don't think he cares. For the guys who thank you, Elliot. Thank you for calling in. For the guy I don't now let me answer that. That's why I don't know if
I like to respond to Elliot.
Okay, you respond to Elliot.
If you're tuned in, Elliot, first of all, let me just say this right here. I love me some Erica Badu. Okay. Like Badu, you could get you better call Tyrone. I love me some Erica Badu.
Oh, that's what you were singing.
So I would definitely buy the coochie scent. And I would definitely, light up the house with the coochie scent. Let's do the Erica Badu.
And you think you can?
Let me finish.
Okay.
But while my significant other is not there.
Oh, that's worse. Don't cheat on me with incense.
No, if she gone. But if she coming in, I'm gonna spray some Lysol real quick.
And had a smell of
Lysol real quick.
That's worse. See, y'all gonna get in trouble. I'm telling y'all gonna get in trouble with this incense. Because how will I know that's Erica Badu's coochie scent? I may feel like that's some other woman's coochie scent. See, don't be burning coochie scents. You better have the full-blown can up there with Erica's face on it. because you're going to get your butt. Y'all gonna have trouble in your home. I mentioned this. You have heard it first on He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com. Don't be burning this coochie scent and then trying to hide it. That's worse, because then I won't know that's Erica. I've never smelled Erica's coochie before, so that could be Becky down the street. That could be your next door neighbor Becky's coochie for all I know. So don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen to Elliot. He was a smart man, and he told y'all don't be buying this Erica Badu. That's TMI. Don't do it. That's too much. Don't be buying this. Two says men stink, so too tough. So if you want a stinky house, that's on you. I said fresh out the shower balls. Fresh out the shower balls. I swear I want to smell what Idris Elba's balls smell like, fresh out the shower, and I'll burn it when you're not home. How about that? I think men are going to get in trouble. Y'all know women got eagle noses, and they're not going to believe. That's a good skit. Put that on the skit list, K Ferg. They have dog, right? I don't know. Eagles don't smell. Oh, it's eagle eyes. Eagles are known for their eyes. Dogs are known for their sense. See, I don't know my animals. Work on me, y'all. So would you? Women have this noses of canines. They have dog scents. They're not going to believe that this is Erica Badu's coochie scent. Let me come home and smell, and then Lysol on top of it. Oh, you in trouble. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Katie Lowe. Calling from home.
You're calling from the beautiful home. So Katie Lowe of Rhythm and Flow with Katie Lowe on IntellectualRadio.com, 4:45 on Tuesdays. Tell us, the dear listeners of He Said, She Said, how you feel about the Erica Badu box set.
Well, you have to realize that you don't know what colognes are made of when you buy them from the store. Nobody tells you. You know, we know that they're made from oils and scents, but I don't believe Erica Badu was the first person to patent a cologne after her body pheromone, should I say. I can't find it, but there was another young lady who did the same thing. Erica has this product. Anytime you can sell out in 90 at $50 a wop.
It costs $50.
But she must have something pretty special. And that's all I got.
Thank you very much. That was Katie Lowe of Rhythm Flow with Katie Lowe, Tuesdays, 4:45. I'm happy to be a part of her show on IntellectualRadio.com. She's saying that it's sold out, so it must be something to that box. But she's right. How do we know that your whatever scent you're wearing right now doesn't have a little bit of coochie smell in it, and that's why men are drawn to the whatever? We don't really know. And you're right. And so fact checkers, Katie is a great fact checker. Like I said, you have to check out our show. She talks about these kind of topics that we may be already wearing coochie scents and men's balls out the shower scents already. So how do we know that this wasn't built on I'm trying to think of Fabergé's some scent that they have said, oh, the scent of coochies really does draw men, so we will put this in all perfumes to draw men. So they just put her name on this one, but we're already wearing coochie scent. I kind of believe that could be true. Because when men go, oh, she smells so, they're like, oh, she smells so good. I like what you have on her. And I've smelled men and go, whoa, that cologne. Oh. And what if what he's wearing is the smell of balls? And I didn't know it. I mean, what if I was smelling his balls all along? I'm smelling somebody's balls. And he could not even be the cutest little guy, but he got some really good smelling balls. And so they have packaged his balls, and I'm smelling balls. And I'm walking by saying, oh, I noticed you. Oh, you smell good. So, I mean, that really could be. So y'all entertaining me. See, I got some smart friends on my social media. because now they have changed my whole opinion of Erykah Badu's scent, and I may be okay with it. And I may smell it and think it actually smells like mine. So, but I'm feeling like it's mental, like my ego. I don't know if, like Elliot said, that he better not be in his house smelling anybody but Darcy coochie up in their house. That's but I would have to buy it, because if it could probably smell like something we're already wearing, if that scent is already incorporated in things that we wear. So we've been talking on Intellectual Radio. We've been talking about social media. We've been talking the media and celebrities sharing their information. And for what reasons? I would like to know, like, what reasons do we need to know some of the things that are being shared with us? I appreciate everybody who's chimed in. Thank you so much for making this what it is. I've talked a whole hour. About coochies. So you never know what could become a show. So if you're out there saying I should have a show because she just talked about coochies in a box and burning coochie scents for a whole hour, it can be done. You need your own show. You can call 708-223-8953. We really like having intellectual radio shows and intellectual shows, but coochie could be intellectual. And the smell of balls in the out the shower, which I will now patent and put on. I'm going to be selling someone's balls. I'm going to find me a celebrity, put their name behind their cologne, and it will be the smell of balls out the shower. Or women, I think, sometimes like the smell of men straight from the gym. We never know what women like. So women may actually like the little hint of funky that comes with the man's balls, the little hint of funk. If we like to dance to funk and we like to get funky, I think we may like a little bit of the hint of funk balls. Funk balls may actually sell. So, Two says, since trigger the sexual section of the brain. They do. I swear a man can, he does not even have to be the most attractive person, but when he smells good, he catches your attention. You're like, and I am really starting to believe, what if they're putting the smell of coochie in everybody, men and women's cologne? I mean, do we really know if the smell of because I do think there are people who like the smell of funk. I don't know, nobody's gonna come out with it and tell us. Yes, Darcy, I do think there are people who like women may actually like the smell because they have to have encountered funky balls at some point in time. I'm not trying to put y'all business out there. So our super producer has said, I want you to go to the microphone because I do not want to repeat out of my mouth some of the things that come out of your mouth. I don't want to repeat because I don't want people to think I'd say this. So could you go to the microphone, super producer? Oh, super producer has said that if a woman's box does not have a little bit of a little bit of an odor, he feels like something's wrong with them. That if it smells like roses, what if they just got out the shower? Even out the shower, odor of Badu, vagina odor. Sing, I don't know what vagina odor. Men are usually a little bit closer to the vagina than a woman has ever gotten to. I am not going to get into your. What is penicillin cell? He does not want to go buy a vajayjay that smells like penicillin. So, if your vajayjay has a hint of penicillin, then that's not the vajayjay he wants to go buy. That is wisdom. Thank you for sharing that wisdom. And guys, do not share. I mean, be mindful of the penicillin smell of a vagina. Stay away. And I'm hoping that isn't what's included in the Erykah Badu scent, and why it's sold out is because it had a hint of healing. So somebody out there I know has to have bought this. Confess to me, TMI. I won't tell nobody but my social media friends. Please tell me if you have bought Erykah Badu's scent. It's sold out. So one of y'all got it. But they could be one of the people who sold it out, who bought it. Do you have some to tell the truth? You wish. Y'all are easily fooled. They are playing y'all, getting y'all so hyped up for the smell of Erica Badu's. What is it about that woman? What if it was Sade? You like Sade, super producer? Would you buy Sade's coochie scents? You would buy it. John, you got a face there. Yes, I want to know if you would buy. Yes, you entered the room of us talking about coochies and the smells of coochies. Yes, you go, is this what you normally talk about on He Said, She Said? No, usually I am a lot more reserved when we have usually our own certified life coach James Borshade is in the house and Valencia is in the house. She would have this conversation with me though if she was here. But today it actually started out talking about celebrities and what's too much to talk about, and what became too much to talk about was the smell of a coochie selling out in minutes. And in $50, Katie Lowe told us that it was $50 and you would buy this. Now that money alone, now I know men who won't spend that kind of money to smell a coochie, not even a real one. So I do think some men won't actually buy this because of the cost. Or would you shell out, no matter the cost, for the smell of vajayjay? It depends on if you get a year's worth of coochie scent. I'm gonna stop talking about this. My laptop died. So you guys, I so appreciate it. Must not really be plugged in. I'm ending that right there. This has been a fun He Said, She Said. I may do this more often to talk about a little bit of nothing for an hour, because this is fun. Y'all are fun. Thank you, Darcy. Thank you thank you, John, for chiming in. Thank you, T Bizzle. Thank you, Katie. You all have been fabulous co-hosts today for spending my time, because I said, you know what? I won't do that. And I was like, no, the show must go on. The show must go on. I'm not going to mention my sponsors today because they may not want to be a part of my coochie talk today. I'm not going to mention my beautiful sponsors who sponsor He Said, She Said on a weekly basis, because I didn't warn them that the topic would sway to the smell of Erica Badu's coochie. So thank you guys for chiming in. Stay tuned to more shows here on IntellectualRadio.com today. I so appreciate you. If you would like to come on the show, let me know. Inbox me on Facebook. I'm Wanda Be Like a Bumblebee. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for our other shows here on IntellectualRadio.com. I will see you same time, same place, 2 p.m. He Said, She Said on IntellectualRadio.com.